Hey, 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 welcome back to another edition of Jedi Academy, the show where we answer all your questions. It's Saturday, it's 10 a.m. Oh my god, it's early. I need coffee, stat, so if anyone is listening, I'll send you my address. I need about three giant things of Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks coffee to get going. But, I think that me and Loki are the only ones in that position because we're still trying to wake up. Everybody else, though, is in the afternoon and has probably started their day and had a wonderful breakfast and everything. So with that being said, let's introduce everybody. Before I do, just make sure that, this is a, live Q&A. So if you'd like to have your question answered on the show, all you need to do is just put it in the chat here, and we will Infinity, the troll extraordinaire, will scoop it up, and we will get it in there. But make sure you put it in as a form of a question, so we know that it is a question. So if you want to put question or put it in quotations or something along that line, that helps us out tremendously, because then we know we are actually asking a question. God, I need some caffeine. More caffeine now. All right. So with that being said, let's introduce everybody on the panel. First of all, is the lightsaber extraordinaire builder himself, Mr. Sherloki. How's it going, man?
Hey, good morning, man. Good morning, everyone. And looking forward to talking about Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes. We got some, some stuff dropped last night, so I'm looking right now.
It did?
Yeah.
I'm still in a coma. What?
Oh no, I noticed the flash events and the low gray, so. At least for me.
Okay, I don't know. I'm still trying to. I ain't had breakfast yet. Damn it. All right. Also joining us, we have our great European cohorts, a gaggle of friends from overseas. They had
Brexit though, man. You have to remember that.
Oh well, I don't like them, but they can't speak then. Screw it. Let's just you do the show. Nah, I'm kidding. First, let's introduce Mr. Mike Hunt. Mike, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. Sorry, I was just drinking some coffee.
Yes.
I'm good. It's really nice coffee as well. You'd love it. Java lava.
Well, can you give it to me right now?
Yes, mate.
No, you can't. So shut your hole. All right. All right.
I was going to teleport it with my new invention, but no, I'm not going to do that now.
Yeah, right. I'm not going to hold my breath, bro, on that one. Also joining us is the Darth Lady of the Sith herself, Mr. Darth Bella.
Hi, everybody.
See, she's so much chipper. Happy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Oh, cool. Good morning to you, and good morning to all.
You're too.
I was not a member of this Brexit. I just wanted to mention that, so you can still like me, Ranger, right?
That's right. And
I'm not in the UK. I'm just Euro.
And I like
Brexit.
And I like your Prime Minister, Angela Merkel, is pretty ballsy. That's pretty bad.
It's great to be here.
That's right. We're glad to have you. So, let's see. And then, of course, we also have joined us today, all the way from the other side of the pond, Mr. Turbs. Turbs, what's going on, brother?
Yo. Thanks for having us, guys.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of turbo shopping at the minute. Hence the cheesy background music, so I do apologise.
Shopping at the moment. Wow.
Multitasking.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Oh, God. And then I'm not sure yet on Warrior Remond, but hopefully they'll be on as well. So, again, as I said, get your questions in. Let me see. Infinity will be scooping them up. Let me see if we've got any questions so far. I'm trying to multitask here, so forgive myself as I forgive myself. Let me see here. Questions, stream questions. If we start scooping them up. Why is this being done? Okay. We're good to go. All right. So we've got some of the famous cast characters that watch our stream. We appreciate everybody being in there. Also, remember, we've got the super chat function, which is down below. If you would like to donate to help support all the great content and stuff that we're doing, let us know. And you can donate by either going to the YouTube page and donating there, or you can use the super chat function on the bottom there. $20, of course, gets you VIP access and everything. So, all right, got that out. All right, so I got all the nonsense out. I could not really talk. I swear, I'm just not functioning right today. Good Lord. I think I spent too much time doing homework last night. Math makes the brain melt. All right, let's do some questions here. All right, so the first question is from Corey Dahlmeyer. And let's see here. He says, what's the purpose of the Ewoks events beyond the Flash events in Wicked? I feel like I should be doing Jerry Seinfeld when he did, what's the deal with the Ewoks? No, he asked, what's the purpose of the Ewoks beyond the Flash events in Wicked? What's the end game? Let's start off, well, I'll just go with the introduction order. Loki, what do you think, my friend? What is the purpose of the Murder Bears? Is there any purpose? Is there any purpose of life? Why are we here? What's going on?
Well, I think we're all hoping we're gonna get Jedi Luke or some kind of another Luke, other than Commander Luke. So, I think I mentioned this in previous streams that I think you're gonna need the Ewoks and Luke to continue his journey to wherever that's gonna end. So, as we did with the Luke Flash events previously, you needed Jawas and Luke. I think you will eventually need Ewoks and Luke, and it's going to do something along those lines. So I think that's their main purpose. The other purpose is obviously so EA can make some more money in CG. So those are my two opinions on it. And, you can either farm them and hopefully partake on Luke's journey, or don't do it, or wait until they go free to play, and maybe the Luke Flash events will come back. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's my educated guess.
That's a very good educated guess. Anybody else on the panel that has an educated guess or a non-educated guess? Those are warranted as well. Anybody else have any thoughts they want to add on the question about the Ewoks and everything like that?
They're going to be used for something, obviously.
Yeah,
I'm hoping they've learned from the last mistake and they're not going to make us need them as desperately as what we needed the Phoenix.
Yeah.
But hopefully they don't last. But they're going to be useful for something.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
They're going to do a relaunch on the movies.
No.
That's my uneducated guess.
There you go.
I think they were about to run off, and they negotiated with EA that they needed to be more present, more in the light,
Good point.
Yeah.
I have a theory. I think Finn did this because Finn is a huge Ewok lover, and especially Wicket. I think if he could, he would marry Wicket, and I think he had something to do with this. Anybody disagree?
I don't know.
You have to be nice, Bella. Finn is a huge Ewok lover. I mean, yes. I wouldn't be surprised if he had his dirty little paws in making this happen. And now we all have to have Ewoks. Thus endeth the lesson.
Yeah, and the other thought, of course, is, they have fur, right? And we all know that the territory battles will be on horse. So it's quite good to have furry creatures.
That's right. They're trying to.
Warm.
That's right. Yeah. We can make a coat out of all of them. I like your thinking.
Yeah.
For sure.
Who needs Ewoks alive to do anything? We'll just make them fur coats, and we can be like Han Solo, and I thought there's no bad on the outside. All right. Next question from Enrique B. We'll go with, let's see here. Let's see. When are territory battles going to be in the game? Because the game is getting boring. Oh, Lord. All right, Mike. When are territory battles going to be in the game? Because the game is getting boring, according to our good friend Enrique B. Enrique B?
4th of August. There you go. There's my uneducated answer.
Well, give us an educated one now.
I'm assuming they're going to go live in August, I think. It all depends. Apparently, Mr. Burns from The Simpsons is hunting Ewoks because he needs
yes, excellent, Smithers. I don't know when they're going to launch this new event. Oh, thank you, Corey Dahmer, for $2 so I can get a cup of coffee. That's what he wrote. $2 for Rich to get a cup of coffee. Oh God, I need it so bad. I do agree with. I want the rest of the panel to weigh in if they would like, but I do agree with Enrique that the game is a little boring. It's a little stagnant right now. We've been doing the same thing forever now, right? I mean, we've had no new content. We've had character events, but they've kind of all been kind of mishmashed and kind of became one thing because it's been the same thing. Yeah, it's different characters and they've changed it up here and there, but it's mainly just been this huge grind to farm characters and especially gear. The gear crunch is something I don't think they've really addressed solidly because it's for reals. So I think the sooner they can get the new content out, the better. I don't know if that's going to make a big difference in helping with the gear crunch or anything, but we do need something. Oh no! What did them rebels do? They took a dog. Oh no! What is everybody else's thoughts? I mean, I think it's not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get the new event for a couple months still. But does anybody else have any thoughts on it or guesses or anything like that?
Yeah, well.
Go ahead, Bella.
I think it's 3 months plus minus 40 days.
3 months minus 40 days. Okay, let me do
plus
some...
minus.
Plus or minus 40 days. So if I carry the one, let me do math here while you continue your answer. Let's see. So 20... I've got 20... the year 2070.
A lot of people...
Oh, wait. Go ahead.
A lot of people think it's a bit boring, but I think, well, you have your guilds, your alliances, and I, for example, I started reading the books. I never read the SWGOH books before.
You're reading the books?
Yes. So
which one are you reading?
So just now, I finished Outbound Flight.
Okay.
That's a Journey into the Unknown by the Jedi.
Okay.
And the first appearance of Thrawn. It's really interesting. Can recommend it. So, I mean, you can kind of do other things while waiting, like working on your roster, chatting with your guild mates.
Second, there we go. Now it came back on. That was weird. I don't know why I did that, but that was strange. You get one of those pop-ups, you're like, wait a minute. Are we still streaming? You bet we are. All right. Next question is for Darth Bella. And they wrote, I find getting raid gear difficult. Much more difficult than purple because my guild isn't doing raids frequently. So how do I find one? What do you think about that, Darth Bella?
I'm just trying to find the question because I didn't get which kind of gear he thinks is difficult.
Well, I thought
I
said it. I'll read it again. I find getting raid gear difficult, much more difficult than purple gear, because my guild isn't doing raids frequently. So how do I find one? I don't know. But
red gear, I don't have red gear.
Let's see. I mean,
I have purple gear, I have yellow and blue and white and green.
Raid gear is the yellow gear.
Raid gear.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Not red, raid.
Gear?
Official translator.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't speak English.
No, that's fine. But I thought first it was raid and then red, and I was confused. Why is raid gear is difficult to get? Yeah, the secret is don't always be on the top, like the first 3 rings. Just some of the lower ranks have better gear often.
It's just Gear's a grind even for anybody that's even in a top guild. You know, I mean, I'm still, there's stun cuffs and things like that. I don't care how, I mean, I raid like a madman and it's still hard to get all the pieces I need for all the characters, especially for certain characters after gear level 8. It's like, oh, I need 3 stun cuffs. Fabulous. You know, let me just do that. I think it's a way for CG to try to make some profit, because people will invest money back in the game for gear. I think that's one of the things, which I'm fine with it, but the gear crunch is real. Even as much as I raid, which is pretty much every day, it's still really hard.
Still, I think it's our expectations that we want to level up all our tunes as quickly as possible, and kind of it teaches us a lesson to have a little patience. If someone is strictly free to play, I think they don't complain as much as the ones who are not free to play. This is just an observation I made.
Yeah.
Because they kind of they know they expect less to upgrade and grow less quickly, so to say.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Who the hell is that?
That's Remon, I think.
Was that Remon?
It's Warrior, man.
Oh, it's Warrior?
Oh.
I was doing a live stream earlier this morning, and I was trying to get it wrapped up before we started this. Unfortunately,
I see how it is, Warrior. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I'm jumping on.
That scared the crap out of me because I'm wearing headphones.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm still
off.
trying to wake up, so that didn't scare me at all. I was more annoyed, like, who the hell is that? I'm like, hi. Like, what the hell? Well, Mr. Warrior, you picked the perfect time to join in. Hey, everybody, look, it's Warrior. Yay! What are your thoughts on the gear crunch? And for this gentleman, too, if you are, before I give it to Warrior on this and his thoughts, if you're looking for a guild, there's lots of ways. There's lots of alliances out there that you can check out, that if you're looking for a place where you can maybe get into a guild that raids more frequently and stuff, there's lots of places that you can check it out. I mean, in our Discord alone, we've got pretty much everybody from all the alliances in there. All you have to do is just kind of search out. I mean, unless you're playing with your friends, you know, but if you're looking to take that next step, maybe get to where you can get more gear, you know, Bella makes a great point. It's a grind. It's just, it is what it is, you know. But Warrior, what are your thoughts on the gear crunch, man? I mean, because you and me are both in Team Instinct. We raid like madmen, like absolute madmen, and the gear crunch is still real, I feel. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally think that the gear crunch is real. So you got to think about it. This game, unfortunately for them, as far as monetization, is kind of one-dimensional. Really, it's about characters, and that's it, right? So the only thing they can make money on is the characters, which means it's either got to be the shards of the character, or the ability points of the character, or the credits to get the characters up, or the credit or the gear. I mean, those are like the 4 kind of aspects that they can kind of hold from us to try and make money on. And so gear is just one of those things where it's the most impactful thing on your character as far as strength, overall strength and durability and power and all that kind of stuff. So gear is the #1 way to make money off of us. So, you know, if you're free to play and if you're brand new, you have no gear in your inventory.
No.
So you're just screwed if you're new. That's just how it works for everybody. So if you're new, just get over it. You're going to be screwed gear-wise. But if you've played for a long time like us, you're going to have a ton of lower-end gear that you don't use. And so when you get a new character, you can get that. Like I showed on my stream, or on a video just this week, when I unload, I think it was Poplu I did, I was able to get him to gear 7 basically in an instant. When I spent like, 30 energy to get him to gear 7. So most characters, for most players who play the game for an extended period of time, will be able to get most characters to gear 7 and 8 relatively easily. When I say that, I'm talking about people that have a bit of, lower level gear stored. And for free to play, it's actually better because if you're someone like me who's Pokemoning it, where I've got every damn character and I'm trying to get them all to Gear 7 and everything, all the level 85, it becomes harder because you use all that gear.
Mm-hmm.
There's 100 characters in the You've only, like on my free-to-play account, when I go in there and I unlock a new character, I can get that character up to almost Gear 9 because I've got so much gear, because I've only geared up like 6 people. You know what I mean? I've only geared up past Gear 9 like 6 people. So I have a lot more gear reserves. But yes, the gear crunch is real. Once you get to level 85 and once you have just a crap ton of like gear 9 characters and you're just stuck at like 20 Gear 9s and you're just not going anywhere further, even doing all the raids, you're going to have to start saving your refreshes, and instead of farming for gear, you're going to have to start saving for gear and buying them out of the shipments, because there is just some gear pieces out of there that will be much more efficient to get that way. And there's nothing more enjoyable than saving up your earned crystals, not purchased, but earned crystals for a week, and then buying a whatever it is you're looking for, whether it be a furnace or, this raid piece, or a Carbonti that, you needed 4 of for a particular guy. You need 1 more because they're just insane. And being able to zip Gear 9 to Gear 10, and then you pop that Gear 10 and you're like, so you really, it's going to always be there. It's like saying, in any game, this aspect of the game is hard. There's always going to be a hard aspect of every game, and this is really the only aspect of the game that's difficult, is gearing and credit crunch, and those are the only 2 things they really can do to kind of make any kind of money. So I see it as a necessary evil.
It is. I agree, but it is real. It is so real. So there you go. So all right, let's move on to the next question. This is a fun question. It's for the whole panel. I don't know if you've heard our stream from last Wednesday, War, so this one might throw you. Won't maybe get this one, but I'll explain it. Gavin, say Fatality V2 writes, I had sweet corn on my pizza last night. Have I officially turned to the dark side? Oh, Lord. All right, panel. We all know that Smithy had pizza on the stream this last Wednesday, and he had sweet corn on his pizza. Now that Fatality has he joined the dark side? Anybody? All right, I'm just going to speak for the... Go ahead, Bella.
I asked Smithy D, and he said he's light side.
Oh, so that makes them a Jedi. Because I don't think anybody here...
Yes.
I think we're all pretty much...
I think you got that wrong.
Yeah, I think we're all evil here.
We are evil, and
very evil.
Smithy is the only good one.
Yeah. So I think I don't think you've joined the dark side. I think you've joined the light side, because the dark side is leads to abilities that some consider unnatural. I don't So yeah, I think your Smithy is very straight on the narrow and stuff. So, all right, Turbs. Next question is for you. This is from Avery Dawes. What would be the best counter to Rex, General Kenobi, R2-D2, Nihilus, and Thrawn? Oh, that team. What are your thoughts, Mr. Turbs?
A faster Thrawn. A similar team, to be honest. It's
pretty much.
Try and be fast and damaged, to be honest. Always a good counter to Rex is usually a Nihilus lead, isn't it? Because if you're not proccing the crits, then you're not feeding them turn meter.
Yeah,
but it is a tough team to break down. You've got a few options though.
Yeah,
all depends on your mods as well and your characters. But
well, if you had to say, if we were going to come up with a counter team that was not a mirror to that, would there be one that you would recommend for Mr. Avery Dawes?
A fast DPS team, I find, does okay, because if you can do enough damage fast enough, then no matter how much the slow turn meter game isn't enough, if you get what I mean. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I don't have a big struggle against them using my Wigs lead with Fulcrum and that. Because the difference is with Nihilus, he's more of a slow build with his Annihilator, isn't he? Yeah. And everybody else, that team's more of a defensive team, isn't it? So if you can hit them hard and fast, then it sometimes works. It doesn't always pull off, but I don't struggle against them with with a hard-hitting rebel squad.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Another good option with Rex leads, because they're so popular, is, and this is something that Team Instinct is a master at doing, is building, instead of doing physical damage, because when you have a physical damage attacker or support, you build critical chance, critical damage, right? You want to do as much bang for your buck. I guarantee Turbs uses critical chance and damage on his, on his characters like Biggs and Wedge, or he should be, because that's how he's going to maximize that 20, 30, 40,000 hit, and so that's that. And what he's doing is, bowling over teams. He's just doing, I'm going to do 100K in this triple shot combo kind of thing. And so he's whacking them, for 60K or 80K. That's great, and that's a really fun tactic. But with Rex leads, a lot of times the problem is they've got like a Baze or someone in the background that is kind of protecting all of these slightly squishier characters, and with all the ridiculous turn meter gain, you end up, even if you have 200 plus speed mods, you lose. And so a really great strategy or tactic is don't crit. Stop doing crits. Well, the only way to really do that is to build a team around special damage, not physical damage, because special damage is characters who do more damage, but it's less likely to crit. For example, special damage characters like Thrawn, Emperor Palpatine, a lot of the Empire characters, actually, especially the leaders, are some of the highest damage dealers on their basics, but it's special damage. So like their basics will do 10K, but it doesn't crit very easily. It takes an act of God for it to crit, which is good against Rex leads. So what you can do is just build an entire team, very, very tanky team, with a bunch of special damage characters that aren't going to crit, and you can just mod them for speed and offense to increase that base special damage. And what you're going to get is people that are hitting for 12 or 13,000, but it's not a crit, so it's not giving any additional turn meter. And so if you've got them at the same speed you had them before, and these guys are a little tankier, you're going to be able to not feed any additional turn meter to the opponent. But people have a hard time getting away from the critical chance and damage and physical damage characters. They're into the Biggs and Wedge and the Ahsokas, and I get that. Like, that's fun. But if you build a team that doesn't have any crits, then you don't have to worry about the Barrises. You don't have to worry about the General Kenobis. You don't have to worry about the Rexes. And by the way, those three characters are meta right now. So a non-critting team is a really smart strategy. And if you're going to do special damage, guess who does special damage? There's some in Sith, and there's a lot in Empire.
Yep, that's a great point. Offensive mods are your friends. All right, let's move on to the next question. This is from the tour. Oh, it's for Turbs as well. Turbs.
Sorry, before you move on, Warrior. That's a very good point. Is there anywhere that actually tells you whether the basic does physical or special damage? Because I don't think there is there? I know
every single ability, when you read the ability, every single ability, when you read it, it will say deals physical damage or deals special damage. It literally says it in the words.
I've not actually read that. The way I used to figure is it's the colour difference in the numbers, isn't it? Blue is special damage and white is red is physical damage, isn't it?
Yeah, so like some characters do both. Like R2-D2 is a prime example. He does physical and special. So if you want to use him in today's meta, treat him as a special damage dealer and put offense mods on him, and don't give him any critical chance secondaries. What happens then is his critical chance stays below 30%, and he never crits, but he hits for his special damage hits for quite a bit. So you can mod them in a way that keeps them in the special damage arena if they're special damage dealers. Some characters do both, physical and special, and some do special only, and some do physical only. The best analogy I can give you guys is physical damage does a lot more damage, and it's because it has greater multipliers. Instead of multipliers of 3, it has multipliers of 7, and it also can have an increase in its damage output. For example, you can have 216% times 7 times your number. So if you're at 2,500, you could do 20K, and that's crazy damage. With a special damage, it's almost impossible to crit. You got to put 50% critical chance, and you have to mod everything for nothing but critical chance. But its basic's going to do 12K. So I mean, a lot of those special damage dealers just do a more significant base damage. Look at Nihilus and his special ability. His special damage it's like over 4,000, where most people are, you know, in the 2,000s. So you just want to read the card when it says, you know, on their basic deals physical damage or deals special damage. Then you'll know what kind of damage they do. Then you'll know what stat to be looking at in their stats, right? Because each character has special and physical written, but you don't always need to look at special damage on a character like, you know, Biggs. There's no reason to look at the special damage. You know, you look at the physical damage because that's what matters on that character. So you just have to be able to analyze your character and figure out how you're going to mod them, and it really it's dependent on what kind of damage they do.
Yeah, and what you're trying to do with the character too. That's mods make a difference. Oh, good Lord. All right, awesome. All right, next question from the tour is for Turbs. I knew one of these questions was, what team comp do you recommend for Fulcrum, Ahsoka, Tano? Go ahead, Turbs.
So what squad do I hate the worst to go against?
What team comp do you recommend when you're running with her?
Oh, what team comp do I recommend? Wedge lead, Biggs. You can use Ezra instead of Biggs, to be honest. But Wedge and Biggs, then obviously General Kenobi, R2, preferably with a number crunch, because obviously that ramps up your damage even more. And obviously the GK. That's the best squad that I've found running Fulcrum. Right. And obviously, if you're going to run Fulcrum, you have to have the Zeta. You have to, otherwise it's not pointless. But she's just nowhere near as good.
There you go. Anybody else for Fulcrum with Ahsoka? How dare you, sir?
Luminara lead, man. Luminara Zeta lead with Fulcrum.
Really?
Killer. Yep.
That is an interesting team. Yeah, that does work as well.
Yep. That's pretty cool looking. Saw a couple on my shard. Somebody threw it up. I go, wow. It's no joke.
Nice. All right. Next question will go to who have I not got to yet? Warrior. We actually haven't had a question to Warrior yet. Okay. This question's from Chris Warrior. I'm currently working on a Jedi squad of Zeta Qui-Gon Jinn, General Kenobi, Zeta R2-D2, Ezra, and Anakin. My question, do you think Yoda is necessary? I'm not a fan, and also what turn should the turn order be? Thank you.
I'm not a fan of Yoda either. I don't use Yoda in my Jedi team. He's unnecessary. He does bring a level of durability to a Jedi team that's ridiculous and annoying, but I'm more like Turbs. I'd rather have a team that just bashes the head in of my opponent than sit there and try to be a timeout team. Yoda's more of a timeout style character because of all the bouncing around and all the, you know, foresight and tenacity. He's basically preventing the inevitable, which is going to be his demise. So Yoda's out. Ezra and Jedi Knight Anakin do sick damage. They're amazing together. And I would have R2-D2 go first, and this is why. You really need R2-D2 as fast as humanly possible because he doesn't get the foresight everybody else gets. So if you have him go first, he'll throw stealth up. Everybody will be buffed. He's going to throw it on General Kenobi because General Kenobi's your tankiest tank. And there you go. Kenobi already has foresight to begin with, and there is your start to your defensive natured team. And then you can start going to town, you know, whacking everybody and doing what you need to do, and you'll have double the damage dealers instead of just a Yoda. And yeah, Yoda does a stun potentially on one of his specials, and that's cool. Stuns are nice, but and he's, you know, really fast and annoying. But his damage output, you know, it's like 6 to 10k, where Ezra could do 20 to 30k. So I mean, which one's going to chew through a team faster?
Yeah, I mean that call and assist and things that he does. I mean, that team is dynamite. I mean, it's really made that with Ezra and R2-D2 now, that team has really made a comeback for Jedis and stuff. So, oh, Lord in heaven, yes. All right. Next question, go back to the top. Loki, this is from our good friend KP67s. What resistance or first order characters would you like to see come up when the Last Jedi releases? I'm going to give this to the whole panel, but we'll start with you, Loki.
So Resistance, I think Resistance needs another leader. I mean, Zeta Finn's great, but there was obviously more leaders or leader type characters in the movie. So I don't know, General Leia would be cool.
That's oh yes.
You know, as a resistance leader, and then I guess other than Phasma lead, I mean, we need like probably General Hux or I don't know. I'm looking for more leaders because I'm kind of, you know, I'm also, you know, going back to one of the questions before, you know, I'm also kind of bored with you know, kind of like Rebels, right? We have so many Rebels, but we have only like one viable leader, right? Which is Wedge at the moment, you know, for Arena is what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'd like to see more better leaders, you know, for those two factions. So I would say General Leia and then and General Hux would be my first picks.
Yeah, I think we're going to get new character designs for all the characters that are standard. I like to see a lot more because they've introduced so many new characters in the game. Anybody else with the Last Jedi coming around the corner with characters and things that they'd like to see or anything like that? Go ahead.
No.
Leader-wise, I don't know. I've been naughty. I don't like spoilers, but it's not any spoilers. But I've been reading some bits about how the story's going to kind of go. But there's going to be like a mission that I can't remember, it's Poe or Finn goes on with another female.
Oh yeah, the new what's her name? Yes, I know who you're talking about. Go ahead.
I'm assuming she's going to be a reasonably good character. Maybe she'll be a leader. That's probably going to be an option. Like I said, I keep giving. I don't want to read much, but I keep giving in, reading little snippets when you see it pop up.
I read all of them. Are you kidding me? Like Star Wars news. I mean, good lord, I watch all that stuff. You know, because we've got Benicio del Toro. His character is going to be in there. You got Laura Dern's character that's going to be there. I do think they need a General Hux, not a First Order officer. He could be a leader for the First Order. But we'll get some new designs for Phasma, Kylo Ren. Rey is absolutely going to probably be in the game with a lightsaber. I like to see an old man Luke, you know, from the movie being there.
Old Luke.
I mean, I think he'll be the most badass character ever, but we'll see. But those are my thoughts. Anybody else have any characters or anything like that? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, we'll move on. Let's see here. We go back to Mike. Mike,
Hello.
this is from Finity. Oh my god. I hope this is a legit question. He asked, the 600 daily counter in the game has been broken for a while. Excel spreadsheets tracking lifetime tickets are starting to get annoying, especially with no new content. How has this bug impacted you? What is your guild doing to track tickets, spreadsheet, or something else? Is fixing this bug important? We'll start with you, Mr. Mike. Your thoughts?
First thoughts, yes, really important. I mean, if you want to gear your characters, you need to be in a guild to get the raid gear, and that puts the onus onto the leader and the officers in the guild to track the 600s. You know, coming back to earlier on, talking about raiding and raid gear, I don't think anyone mentioned, I could be wrong, 30k a day. That is your primary thing, is doing your 600 for your guild to get them raiding as often as possible. As you and Warrior were saying, TI raid ridiculously amounts. Same with us at AAA Stars. We're raiding constantly. We have a spreadsheet. We've taken it on the lifetime, and we've got a great guy who tracks it daily, updates it, allows us to check it. We switched over to Discord from Line, which makes we can at people. We've got a great direct communication link there. To see whether or not they're around, and if not, what we've also done is we have alternative accounts. I mean, I've got one, officers have got them, even our guild members have got them, and and just to cover and make up that 30k a day, or yay days. That's what we call them.
All right. Anybody else about the 600 daily counter in the game? How much of an impact do you think? How important it is for them to get this fixed? Anybody else?
I have a solution for them that I wish they would take advantage of, which is allowing for you to bank up to 7 days of your 600, so that way people can frickin' take vacations without being booted from their guild and having all of their things reset. I'm a high donator in teams. I'm in the top 5. If I leave my team for their sake, so because I'm on vacation, I drop out of the top 5 when I join back up, and it shows that I haven't given anything in the guild. And people look at that and they're like, "Well, Warrior doesn't give. I'm not giving him crap." And it's like I'm one of the top 5 donators of guild pieces. So it's like it's a pride thing, yes, but I don't want to have that reset. And so I spend a lot of energy some days. Some days I spend 3,000 energy, and it would be nice if they say 7 times your 600 every week is what you need, right? So if you bank on a Monday all over 3,500 whatever that you need, if you can bank that on Monday, then it fills your personal bank up, and then it feeds the team's bank throughout the week. That way you could do it on a Monday, go on vacation for 2 or 3 days, and it would slowly feed the team its 100. So instead of doing dailies, they should be weekly, how much you can contribute weekly, and it would really ease the burden, and nobody would ever have to kick someone out and throw in an alt and all these extra alt accounts to try to fix it. This is stupid. Truly the solution is to change it from daily to weekly, but I'm afraid they're not going to ever do that, and the reason for that is because they want you to be engaged in the game every single day, and to have consequences if you're not. But it's just unrealistic to say, because it's what happens is this is not a friendly game for somebody who wants to take time off. I went camping, last weekend, and I freaking had to have a friend of mine log into my account, which then he's in my Google Play Store, and he's got access to my credit card and all of this stuff, so he can log in and play my freaking 600 for me, so I don't get booted from my guild. And it's not like my guild's a jerk guild. They're not like that. It's just every guild. They've got to have their 3,000 or 30,000, and I've got to do my part. And so I just wish it was weekly instead of daily.
I agree. That'd be a great way to knock it out. I mean, it really is something else, and not only that, but they can't even get it to where it shows right where we have bugs and stuff. So it is what it is. Hopefully we can it gets resolved soon. Anybody else have any thoughts on this?
I was just thinking that if they made it so that you couldn't access the Google Play or the iTunes, but if the leader actually could access all 49 other members.
What do you mean?
Does that make sense? Well, just access their, if you could access your members' accounts in game, not
through their Google Play.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a lot of pitfalls.
It does, yeah.
So it's almost like if the leader had there was like a sim button for the leader. And whatever available Cantina or regular energy the player had available, he can just put sim, and then he'll sim whatever they got, right? I mean, not taking their crystals away or whatever. But
exactly.
I don't know. I like that idea.
But I think I know no game where someone can access all of his guild, or I think I have never come across one. But I just had another idea. Why couldn't we have something like donate energy to someone who is on holidays, but not just like 600? To make it more tough, you would need to donate more, like maybe, I don't know, 1,800 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, there's lots of ideas, I mean, but it is something, one, that they need to address, but two, they need to fix. It not tracking correctly, or people not actually getting credit for doing the actual 600 is something that I think they need to get squared away. All right, so let's move on to the next question. Let's see here. Who's the last one? Loki, Mike. I think you're up next. Let's see. This is from Mr. Penny Pinches Everything Zombies. Wow, what a name. He says he wants thoughts from the whole panel on his arena team, but we'll give this to you first, Mike. He says he's level 84. He has a Gear 9 5-star Thrawn lead, Gear 10 7-star Vader, Gear 10 7-star Emperor Palpatine, Gear 10 5-star Chirrut, and Gear 9 4-star Baze. He's in the top 50. Is there any thoughts on that team, Mike?
Oh yeah, no,
I know it's a lot. He put a lot in there. So
no, he did.
Thrawn, basically Thrawn lead with Vader, Chirrut, Baze. Who else? Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Sith Assassin.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Darth Vader lead, Sith Assassin, get rid of Chirrut and Baze as much as you like them. Go put in Shore Trooper or someone else that's a tank, that's an auto taunt. You could even use Baze if you had to. But get Sith Assassin and Darth Vader's the lead. Darth Vader lead with Thrawn as an assistant. It's the best Darth Vader team out there right now with Sith Assassin.
Yeah, I was having problems. There's a few of those on my shard. The Zeta Thrawn uber fast sass. Yeah, it can be devastating, as I showcased earlier this week, getting my ass kicked.
All right.
Sorry, my posterior.
Yeah, let me say ass. Good lord. All right. Next question is for Darth Bella. This is from Moss Def Isley. For Miss Bella. Thrawn is everywhere on my shard now. I'm having the most trouble against Thrawn, Death Trooper, General Kenobi, Nihilus, and Shore Trooper. Any tips on defeating this team comp?
So it's Thrawn lead, Death Trooper.
General Kenobi.
General Kenobi. I was missing him.
Darth, Nihilus, and Shore Trooper.
Oh, yeah. I'm not quite sure, like for a special counter, but I find that if you have Death Trooper in there, it's really, and he has a high protection, it's really difficult because you can't dispel him really. So you would need you need to kill him first, right? Or General Kenobi, maybe, if you crit. And I just take my usual team for that one, and I manage with a bit of luck. And that is my usual team is just still kind of rebel team, wedge lead, and Biggs, and I've got Chase and Chirrut and R2D2 on there. And that works, but it's not easy because you're kind of tied to those two tanks. So, try to stun them and get them down. If anyone has a better idea,
yes,
Zol and low grade.
Go ahead, Mike.
Zol and low grade.
Zol and low grade.
Yeah, just daze them, then they can't counter.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have low grade all the way. What's wrong with you?
But you can stun them.
Low grade's good.
Idea.
2 stars, man. You know that?
I guess.
1 star. 1 star.
Oh, God. Anybody else on that? Tips?
If you have R2D2, the stun on R2D2 is good. Darth Vader lead is good because you can put debuffs over them and they'll never go away. And so you can start to chip away. What's good with Darth Vader is a Nihilus assist, because now Nihilus is guaranteed to get the 5-turn cooldown. The moment General Kenobi's dead, the team falls apart.
Yeah.
There's not enough damage output on that team to survive. The thing with that team is it's a very tanky, durable team, and they got Darth Nihilus on there, right? And you can't kill Darth Nihilus because you got Shore Trooper taunting, General Kenobi taunting, critical hit immunity from Shore Trooper, critical hit immunity from General Kenobi. So you have to be dedicated to taking out General Kenobi first. Well, you either can't be critting, or you've got to do mass attack, or you've got to use your Nihilus. So what I think works best is if you can do cooldown increases on that team, that team is just stunted for life. So ability blocks or increase of cooldowns. So things like fast Boba Fett's, fast TIE fighters, using the Death Trooper against the Death Trooper to increase cooldowns, things like that. If you build a team that's all about cooldown increases or ability blocks with stuns incorporated, that team is a walkover. I had that team on for me, myself, I love it. It's a really great team. I showcased it in a video, and so that's what a lot of people I think are holding on to it. But it's a Team Instinct team. It's not mine. It's the Titan team that they built months ago. Super great, but you can walk right over it if you can, get ahead of them. And the way to get ahead of them is by increasing cooldowns or ability blocking. And if you don't have your Death Trooper and your Nihilist and all of that leveled way up, then use your TIE Fighter pilot and your Boba Fett. And if you're telling me you don't have TIE Fighter pilot, Boba Fett, Nihilist, or and you're facing that kind of a team, you're in trouble.
Yes, you are. It can be beaten. There's lots of team comps out there if you have the right pieces that can beat it. I mean, it's not unbeatable. But yeah, focusing General Kenobi is good unless you have somebody that like TIE pilot and stuff that's applying that pressure where they can't taunt and stuff like that. Makes a big difference. All right, let's move on to the next question. This is for Turbs. This is from Guz989. He says, I'm running Rex lead with Chase, Nihilus, and R2. He says he doesn't have a General Kenobi. Do you have any general tips for this team? Like turn order, who should be fastest, which teams to avoid?
Turn order wise, on a Rex team, it's almost impossible, isn't it? Because it all changes as you get fed the turn meter. Teams to avoid.
You don't need to avoid it. You don't need to avoid anybody with that team. You can beat anybody with that team.
And it's just a case of get it as fast as you can. Obviously, I suppose the main trick is, how you say, turn order, is try and get your Rex as fast as possible, because as soon as you can get that tenacity up, it defends you against an awful lot of team comps that are out there. As soon as you got that tenacity up, apart from obviously the cooldowns, which they've not nerfed yet, and I still hope they don't nerf it. But it defends you against a lot. You get your Rex as fast as you can, and get General Kenobi as fast as you can as well, because that'll improve that team tenfold as well. Makes it a lot more durable.
Yeah.
You're not doing a lot wrong with that team.
No, not at all.
You're not doing a lot wrong.
No. All right. Next question. Let's see here. This will be for Warrior. This is from our good friend Enrique B. When is there going to be new gear level increase? Because he put noobs. But I'll just say everyone are trying, because everyone and their mother are trying to get in the top 20, and it's pissing him off.
No comment.
I really don't understand that question, Enrique.
I know what he's asking. When's Gear 12 coming out? And I have inside information, so I can't comment on that. I apologize.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, no, that's totally fine. I'll give you another one. But, well, first of all, so I'm going to read his question as he wrote it. When is there going to be new gear level increases? Because all the news are trying... Because everyone and their mother's trying to get in the top 20, and it's pissing me off. Well, I don't know why that's pissing you off, Enrique. Respectfully, everybody should be trying to get in the top 20. Now there is not as much leeway as it used to be. Because everybody.
What Enrique is trying to say is, for anyone who's pay to play, what's the advantage?
Yeah, there isn't an advantage right
play
now.
The game. There currently isn't an advantage. I know a lot of free-to-play that say that's not true. And, I mean, if someone's spending money and getting 25 Gear 11s in a month, I mean, yeah, I get it. That's not going to be – you're not going to be able to compete with that. But right now, there's nothing I can buy that gives me something that somebody else can't have. So I'm, for everybody on my shard in the top 20, actually in the top 50, guys, that's all I can see. 50. They all have 5 Gear 11 characters that are maxed out with Zetas. Like, anybody in the top 50 could be number one if they just tried hard enough, I think, and had the right composition. So there's no advantage for pay to play at this point. There's no reason to spend money. It's funny, when they did the Ewoks, they could have brought out a pack to sell for the Ewoks, but that does nothing for anyone. I mean, you just spend money and you extra star, that's it. So they didn't even bring the packs out, which I was glad, because that's just for me, it would be a waste of money. But You know, there is nothing right now that gives you a competitive edge as pay to play. I think this game is very free to play friendly, and I think that's the direction they're trying to maintain. Even though there's a perception on forums that this is only a pay to play game, they're wrong. It's definitely a free to play friendly game, and they have leveled the playing field ever more with giving every single character to everyone, especially like Nihilus. If you played during Nihilus, you got him. Now if you have Nihilus, you can compete, even at 3 stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
it's where the game is right now. I mean, I don't know if they're going to go back to. I mean, who knows the future's going to hold? But having advantages from a paywall is not as especially for older shards, it's just not there right now. So until they introduce some characters that are meta changing that you can only get through a paywall, which they could do. I don't know if they will, but I think they want to have a balance where free to play feels like they can compete. Think about it like this. The majority of the player base out there is free to play. If they don't feel like they can compete, they ain't going to play. Now, I do think that if you pay, you should have an advantage. Me and Warrior both are obviously whales that have done that. I'm sure there's people on the panel that are like that. But, it's that balance thing, right? Where you have to have balance. I mean, if the whales, if all the top 20 were whales and people that were free to play could never do anything, there just wouldn't be a player base, other than the whales. So it's a tough balance. So we'll see what happens with it. Let's see.
I was going to say, I'd say the advantage for pay to play is on your mods, the God mods.
Yeah, I mean, but
that's probably the only area where you might, benefit.
Yeah,
is just you're the fastest. Sorry.
But do we? I mean, when nobody knows when the gear level increase is going to happen. So, I mean, I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to come out with the new content coming out. That's just my thoughts. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. All right. Okay. Next question. I'll give away another one because he couldn't answer the last one so well. This is from our boy Captain Blackbeard Warrior. Is a 5-star Thrawn viable for Arena, and what's the best Thrawn team for defense?
Yes, Thrawn is one of those many characters that's viable at 5-star. Every legendary character is viable at 5-star. So any of the 4 legendaries, and you definitely got to get him into gear 9.5 or 10 minimum to even start trying to use him. But he is tanky. And as far as defensively, there is no good defensive team. But the best defensive team would be him not in the leadership position. While he's better, he's been kind of reworked to work more efficiently, and while the maneuver ability is only going to work when they're debuffed, he still, as a leader on defense, doesn't work well because people can debuff your team, and then your whole team dances for a turn. It's kind of like an ability block, unfortunately, just because you have him as a leader. All they got to do is have anybody who AoE debuffs, and it's basically like an ability block plus the debuff for 1 round. So unfortunately, Thrawn as a leader is out, and I don't see him being reworked again anytime soon. It's that unfortunate thing where they created something cool, which was maneuver, and they thought it would be really dope to have a cleanser, and unfortunately, creating that cleansing for everybody individually was too much, and it's broke him as a leader. If they took that maneuver capability off, he'd be an amazing leader. But unfortunately, he's going to have to be support. And for defense, I would either do like, the team that was just mentioned, General Kenobi, Shore Trooper, Death Trooper. I've seen some Veers leads because of the extra speed. Veers, or not Veers, I'm sorry, although Veers does work well. But no, Grand Moff Tarkin, and I don't have his unique Zeta or his leadership Zeta or anything like that. But Grand Moff Tarkin as leader would be fun, and defensively would work well. But, a General Kenobi, Death Trooper, Shore Trooper, Nihilus, Thrawn, or you could do the Darth Vader team where you use Darth Vader lead, Sith Assassin for speed, Darth Sidious or Darth Nihilus, and then have Thrawn on there and Shore Trooper, and that works really, really well as well. Darth Vader right now, because of Thrawn, A lot of people don't realize it, but because of Thrawn, Darth Vader is one of the best, if not the best, Empire leaders in the game now. Because as long as you have Sith Assassin to go with it, Thrawn and Sith Assassin combined with Darth Vader is a very overpowered arena team offensively and defensively.
Great point. All right, we're going to go to Mike for the next question because this was directed at him. It is a it is a troll question from Molester. All right. So, question for Mike. I can't even read this. After your advice last week, I switched up my team. I'm now running Ururur lead with Lobot, Zeta Pal, Zeta Bodhi, and Jedi Knight Guardian. My Rita team is just horrible. What do I do? I'm sure there's something inside, but I just insight to this. Mike, what are your thoughts?
I was going to recommend that he switch back to a Lumi Zeta lead. Yeah, just.
So the Aurora lead is not working for you.
Heart Guardian and demote you and chuck Lumi in his lead. It'll be awesome. Trust me.
God. Oh, the people we have here is just, it's excellent, Smithers. All right,
thank you, boss.
Yes, I think you get a kick out of that. All right, Loki, you're off. This is from Lewis Moore. Is Force Moon Event ×3 just lazy programming? It's also really boring. Your thoughts, my good man?
I mean, yeah, well, I don't think it's lazy programming. They're just, it's in the game, so they're utilizing it. And, I guess, I mean, for me, I just auto it, so it's not too bad. I got nothing else to add. I mean, it is what it is. I saw that we're going to get a Flash event today, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, they're utilizing whatever's in the game. And I think, did they adjust the rewards on that one? I know they did it on the Empire one, but
yeah,
I think it looks the same. So they're probably going to redo the rewards on it. But yeah, I mean, they're going to keep it around.
Yeah, I don't know if it's lazy programming. Is it boring? It's been kind of the same thing repetitively. They've changed up things here and there. I mean,
but
go ahead.
Some of these things are probably really boring for someone who's level 85 and has been playing for a year or a year and a half. But for the new, the guys that just start to play, I think it's good resources to get some credits, to get some ability mats. So for them, it's good. I mean, you don't need to do the Forest Moon event.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I guess it's perspective. Maybe newer players, it isn't boring. Maybe for us, because we've done so many of them, maybe it is. So I don't know. I think it's just your paradigm and what you think of it. So I don't think it's lazy programming at all. I mean, doing any kind of programming is not easy. Did they maybe repeat some things and add some things? Yeah, maybe, but I don't know if it's lazy. But I get it's a matter of opinion, so it's all good.
It just hasn't been updated, right? I mean, It's been around. If they refresh these events, like they refresh characters, then it'll hopefully be interesting again. But they haven't changed anything.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to give you a serious question now, Mike. This is from Fatality V2. Am I the only one? He says, "Am I the only one who wants Mara Jade and Starkiller in the game?" No, you are not. Sweet Jesus and baby Jesus. I would love both of those in the game. Actually, I'd like both of them to be canon, but that's a whole nother story. What do you think, Mike?
What was the second one? Mara Jade and
Starkiller.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I'd love to see both of them in the game.
Yeah. I actually wanted to mention Mara Jade before when you asked for the new Jedi.
Yes. Because you're reading the Thrawn trilogy, right?
Yes.
Ah, what do you think of Miss Mara Jade?
Yeah, she's hot. And that from a woman.
That's an extra 1,000 listeners immediately just through that one comment. Finity, get marketing. Please tell me you captured that.
What do you think, Mike? You want Mara Jade and Starkiller in the game?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, let me ask: is anybody here that does not want Mara Jade or Starkiller in the game? That's what I thought.
There we go.
Yeah. So thus endeth the lesson. All right. Let's see. Next question goes to Bella. This is from Raza972. What are your thoughts on a Bubba lead with Nihilus, Thrawn, and Chase? I faced one arena and I can't get past it. Any tips? A Bubba lead. That's interesting.
Boba lead, Darth Nihilus,
Thrawn and Chase.
Thrawn, Chase. So the Boba lead.
I'm sorry. On a Bubba led team with Nihilus, Thrawn, and Chase. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. It's speed, right, for Boba, and damage mainly.
I've
never seen a Boba lead with that.
I haven't either.
Should give you some speed and some critical damage and so on.
Yeah, so they say they can get past it. I'm trying to figure out how. Just like with any team, I mean, it's a unique lineup, but I mean.
It's designed for critical chance, critical damage. I did a video on that exact comp. It was Boba lead was to bring the nightmare out of Thrawn and all the others. So you just need to have Rex. That's it. Rex lead, and that's going to slow that roll big time.
Yeah. I guess I just never seen. I haven't seen that one team comp at all, but interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, Turbs, you're up. This is from our good friend Ewokin. It's for the panel, but we'll start with you. Does anyone on the panel have a double Zeta Tarkin? If so, does it help you hold rank any better in Ship's Arena? We were talking about this the other night in Discord.
We was. Yes. What I actually found out afterwards, I went and looked, is the 169 speed that's on GG is actually for a 7-star Tarkin ship.
Right. We don't have a 7-star Tarkin ship.
No, we don't. We're all at 6-star. Mine's, I forgot to check, I think mine's at 160, and I'm still yet to confirm whether the Zeta does actually give any extra speed.
Yeah, what did we conclude on that? Because we were looking at a buttload of them with Zetas and everything, right? Man, we were really crunching the hell out of this.
SWGOH, I think it's honestly, I think it is what it is, because if you look at Vader, right? So Vader's at 170 on SWGOH. You can get Vader's ship to 170 speed. So I'm not sure that star level gives you speed, kind of like the character, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the 169 is attainable. You just need to double Zeta that thing. You need a double Zeta target.
Maybe you do. I've been meaning to look into it, to be honest.
My Tarkin's got the Zeta lead, and Executrix is on 160.
I was going to say that you were kind of my backup when I was hashing it out with Smithy. I said I've got it from a reliable source. Well, reliable as in Mike. Depends if you call it reliable or not. Depends on whether it's a joke or not, doesn't it? But no, I know you've Zeted him and you didn't get any extra speed, did you? Which is like a bit of an anticlimax. But
I've only got intimidation and he's unique to do. I hate it when I click on them and they're showing a red one. I'm holding off for resistance, but yeah, I mean, I've maxed out attack, ultimate firepower, and tighten the grip, and yeah, my Executrix is still running at 160.
But being back to the question,
does it help you hold rank any better in Ship's Arena? Is really the question.
while it'll probably help, maybe, but I don't think it's a necessity because, especially if you're running Tarkin, you're going to be running TIE Fighter. And depending on how many dodges TIE Fighter gets, it changes with the turn order again. Anyway, it's back to the similar sort of scenario where we said a Rex lead and trying to set the turn order. It's sometimes kind of irrelevant. Me personally, unless you was running Tarkin lead and using him in the arena, I wouldn't Zeta him just for the sake of a faster ship. Although it might help, I wouldn't do it personally. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but
Yeah,
it seems
I think
Zeta just for one speed for ships.
Yeah, I don't think it makes that big a difference at all. You know, I
Yeah.
mean,
I think
good, Bella.
Zetas and Omegas give you the same amount of increase for your Tarkin in ships, so it's not that big increase than you have with other things. I don't think that it's just like you level up 2 more abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I would need these Zetas elsewhere, I would put them on other characters. Usually I say if you Zeta a character, it should be for the character and not for ships.
Yeah.
And you can keep top 5 easily without Zetat characters.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, I was just going to add in just the thing that I've noticed that on my ships. I was discussing this earlier today. My top ship now, power-wise, is Scimitar because I've got a maxed maul.
Mm-hmm.
My 4th highest ship, one ahead of my 7-star Gear 11, only missing a Zeta 5s, is in 4th place, believe it or not, is a 4-star Kylo Ren's command shuttle.
Well, that makes
That's
You know what?
But that's because I've Zetaed all of the pilots.
Mm.
But you know what my highest power level of ships is? It's Wedge. It's 39,000. He has more power than Akbar, a fully upgraded Akbar.
My Scimitar's sitting on 45,876.
Okay.
All right. So, basically, in a nutshell, it doesn't make a big difference right now. Maybe in the future it will, but right now it doesn't. All right. So, Warrior, next question is for you. This is from Evergoo03. What are your thoughts on a Zeta Tarkin, Death Trooper, Nihilus, Zeta Thrawn, and Short Trooper comp team? Currently running Zeta Qui-Gon Jinn, Ezra, Zeta R2, General Kenobi, and Zeta Thrawn.
The team he just suggested is the team I just suggested like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, with Tarkin, right? You know, with the
the Grand Moff Tarkin lead that I said was pretty amazing, and with the Darth Nihilus, Death Trooper, Short Trooper. Yeah, that's the team I just suggested.
Do you think it's better than the team that he's currently running with Qui-Gon Jinn, Ezra, Zeta R2, General Kenobi, and Zeta Thrawn?
They're both offensively awesome, and they're both defensively pretty stout. Both of them can be beat. And both of them can lose on offense to the right team. So they're about equal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm running that squad, but GK instead of Shaw.
That would be a good fit in as well. Let's see
that
here.
Exposed is awesome.
Yeah. Let's see here. Next question, back to the top. Loki. This is from Chrome Cobra. How much does Vader's or anybody's DOT due to an enemy due to an enemy that is death marked by a Death Trooper when they take their turn?
I feel like this is a Jeopardy question. I don't know the exact math.
What is history?
I mean, damage over time. It seems like it's based on the character's health, right? Or if you inflict damage over time on, like, let's say Nihilus lead, so all the Sith don't have protection anymore. He seems to, he seems to become squishy when he gets damage over time and he has no protection, right? Because his health is so high. So, if you stack Death Mark, I'm not familiar if the damage over time is considered that damage that is multiplied by death mark, if that makes any sense. I honestly couldn't answer that question thoroughly.
Anybody know this for sure? You know, on the panel.
Is the answer 42?
No, it's not 42.
No, damage over time occurs end of phase. Death mark occurs end of damage. They're different and separate.
Okay. Clarification. All right. Next question from the late picks. This will go to Mike. He says, my shard has lost 3 top 20 players in the last month that quit the game. How are other people's shards going? We'll start with you, Mike. How are things in your world?
We've been busy. We've had various things taking place. Unfortunately, I had to find my guild's part of the BHG Alliance, and one of our players was unfortunately not struggling constantly, but enough to be noticeable in missing his 600s. Which requires him being removed from the guild and then re-invited back in. After the 5th time of doing it, it was a case of this. Unfortunately, this just isn't working. So I found him a casual guild within our alliance. So he still gets everything. He's still part of it. But we had to find him.
Mike,
yeah.
I'm going to kill you because that's not what I asked.
No. Yeah. What?
Have you seen any loss of people in your arena shard? Not in the game generally. Have you seen people quitting? But in your shard, like for me, I can say I have not. In fact, I've seen an increase in people trying to get into the top 20 in my shard. But in your shard specifically, have you seen anybody quit playing or less people in the top 20?
Unfortunately, there's some big, long-time players that have just reached the end of their tether, and which is a crying shame. You try to encourage them to continue. You've invested a lot of time and energy into the game, and then you feel disheartened. And it's kind of like, if you can, get someone else to play it for a bit. See whether although that does expose your account and stuff. But yeah.
Hey, what about everybody else? Anybody else their shard? And have they seen people? Have they seen like in my shard where we've had more people influx in? Same players still playing, but just more people influx in. Or have you seen a drop off in some of the players you're used to seeing in there that have either quit or left the game or just don't play it anymore? Anybody want to say about their shard?
We had a guy quit a week or so ago. He was top 10 every day. I think he just maybe got sick of the game, but we had one quit. And on the flip side, we're continually getting contacted from people saying, "Oh, have you got a shard? Have you got a shard chat?" And can we get in? Like I said, we're seeing new people hitting the top 10 all the time, to be honest now.
Yeah.
Whereas there used to be a set core group of people who were already in the shard chat, but there's more and more faces popping up now.
Yeah.
Bring on Gear 12. I figured that got out like a lead balloon.
God. All right. Next question is for Miss Bella. This is from Gus989. What is the best team comp in AAT phase to use Jin in? And they say thanks, guys. So what is the best phase for AAT to use Jin?
Jin, I think it was P3, right? I haven't fully upgraded her yet, so I can't use her yet. But for P3, I'm just kind of confused. I think I confused it actually with what I want to do for Rancor.
Yeah, Rancor's a different thing.
Yes. Jin. don't know.
Okay, that's all right. Anybody in the panel have thoughts on Jin and what phase the AT that she's best utilized in?
I'd agree with Bella. Phase 3.
All right.
Phase 3, and you want her critting quite a bit just to speed everyone up.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. This is for Turbs. This is from Keyboard. Now that we all have had the change to play around with the new Ewoks, what do you guys think? So this is about the new Ewoks and stuff. What are your thoughts on the Ewoks there, Turbs? Oh,
hate them. Sorry,
there's a man out there. What is going on?
Well, I hate them. They're rubbish.
You think it's rubbish? Can you expound on your thoughts? They're rubbish.
Sounds like you got the Ewoks in the background.
Yeah, really. Is Finn there? Anybody else about the new Ewoks? Thoughts? Now we've had a chance to play with some of them and stuff like that. I know Warrior did a video, which is funny as hell. If you haven't seen Warrior's video of him playing with the Ewoks, please check it out. It is great. But anybody else have thoughts? Warrior, your thoughts on the Ewoks? Did we lose Warrior?
Throw Fats in with them.
Throw who?
I try to keep this on mute, and then if I have it on mute, it takes me like a half a second to wake my phone up and get it off of mute. The Ewoks are cool. I think for anybody who's a fan of Ewoks, we got to be respectful to everybody. I mean, some people like Rey, some people like Jedi Luke. Everybody's got their thing. Ewoks a lot of people actually like Ewoks. Now, Arnold or Smithy, I can't remember who, did a survey of, I think it was Arnold, did a survey of who everybody wants reworked, and for those people who responded, Ewoks were like halfway down the list, so it's not as popular of a rework as some of the others, and I think they made unviable Ewoks more viable, especially in Arena and Galactic War, and a tiny bit for Arena maybe, but for the raids and things like that. So, I mean, it's cool. It's just another rework. I think they should rework everybody in the game. It would be nice to have everybody reworked, the artwork redone, the abilities more leveled to the characters in the game now. I mean, you got Darth Nihilus and General Kenobi and, all these other great characters. It's nice to have more viable characters, but overall, I'm just personally not an Ewok fan. So, for me, it's like, meh. And I can play them okay. I mean, I've never had a full team of Ewoks that I've been able to theory craft nonstop with, and so a few people make fun of me for playing mediocre on Ewoks, and I'd be the first one to admit I probably don't use them as efficiently as they could be, but I also don't think I play them horribly either. I mean, it's pretty basic abilities. There's 2 or 3 abilities, so and they either are going to work or they're not, and I showcase that they're viable. So but I don't know. They're just not my thing. I can't wait for Rey with a lightsaber. That's my Jedi.
I'm still waiting for Darth Revan. Please, CG, if you're listening, please, Jesus and baby Jesus, put Darth Revan in the game. I will spend lots of money, I promise, if you bring that character in. I doubt it, but one can dream and hope. All right, next question is for you, Warrior. This is from Bad Rongo, and his question is, without Thrawn, is there any arena viable Zader team without Thrawn?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A Sith team or a Sith Empire combo team, you don't need Thrawn. Thrawn just creates a level of durability because he gives the ability block on a basic, which is cool, and he also can stun, and he regenerates protection at 40%, which is insane.
That's crazy.
So that's why he's so overpowered. But, Darth Vader led teams with Sith Assassin, Darth Nihilus. You can even use Sith Trooper if you wanted. Sith Trooper maxed out is an absolute nightmare
it's a
on a
pain
Sith.
ass.
He is a pain in the ass. He really is. He's so hard to get through because he keeps taunting, and then you take it away, and then someone uses a special and he gets defense up. Someone uses a special and he's got taunts up, and it's like, oh my god, he's taunting again. And that, you know, you've got Sith teams that have lots of specials that are using lots of specials. So a Sith team, I'd go probably all Sith with a Sith Assassin, Darth Vader, Darth Nihilus, and then +2. You could use Count Dooku. He's super annoying, and if you have him Zeta'd, he's going to regain protection, which is stupid. You know, he's way more durable than Emperor Palpatine, and he can put shock down and things like that. So there's plenty of still arena viable Sith teams. They have not gone anywhere.
Yep, Maul's still up there as a leader. You know, so there's a reason for that. You know, it's still very viable. I mean, it's
and Resistance.
Huh?
Resistance don't need Thrawn.
But that wasn't the question. Mike, quit trolling. You've been hanging out with Infinity too much. Resistance doesn't need Thrawn.
Or Sith lead. Yeah.
God. What is that? Resistance doesn't need Vader either. Your thoughts, Mike?
You're right.
That's right.
I'm in a happy place at the moment.
All right, back to the top. This is for Loki. This is from Bester Akai. I've been watching the Clone Wars and don't understand why Savage is a Sith and Ventress is not. Let's check out Loki's lore knowledge. Why is this so, Loki?
Because he's Maul's brother.
Wrong.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right. The reason why Ventress is not a Sith and Savage is a Sith because Savage was created. If you haven't seen the Clone Wars, I don't want to spoil anything. Just go watch. You'll see why he is considered a Sith. Ventress, she never really. Ventress is a former Jedi who turned to the dark side. She's more of a dark Jedi. She was kind of used as more of an assassin. She never was ingratiated into the Sith. And she was only there for a short period. And then she left and became a damn bounty hunter. I mean, Ventress has wore a lot of hats. So she never fully became a Sith as it would. I'll just say for Savage, he was kind of molded and created for that purpose. In a sense, with dark side energies and stuff like that. You just have to go back and watch, you know, the Clone Wars. But Ventress,
if anything, he should get a Night Sister tag. That would be dope.
He should. You know, that's a great point because
must be the Night Brothers, man.
I mean, he was. You know, I mean, Dathomir. I mean, just go back and watch.
To bring into the game, but give him a Night Sisters tag because I mean, the Night Sisters and Brothers. It's, you know. But yeah, that would be dope.
But yeah, Ventress is a former Jedi that fell to the dark side. She joined with the Separatists. She was kind of used as a tool by Dooku. She was never ingratiated with the Sith. She was never made never really given that title or anything like that. So that's more why she's in her story. Just read through it and you'll see why she was never full Sith. I mean,
you're exactly right, Benja. Just the way I picture it as is Ventress never became an apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Savage was Maul's apprentice, if you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Was like
See, that's what I meant. That's his brother, man. That's what I meant.
Well, yeah, you know.
I didn't want to ruin it.
But basically, I mean, you don't want to get to too much detail because some people may not have seen it. You know,
I mean, they can bring Farrell in too if you want to. You know, if you want to rope them all in, right?
I mean,
but
do all kinds of stuff. All right. This is a great question. I'm going to throw this out to the whole panel, but we'll start with Mike. This is from Joshua Adams. What do you all think about Commander Luke? Will Farm Boy Luke be needed to obtain Commander Luke? Mr. Mike, your thoughts?
Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, we've kind of been forced by the previous events to gear up, star up our Lukes. Maybe, yeah. I mean, definitely within the realms of reason, I would say. Yeah. Well, sorry, I'm just recollecting somebody putting forward that Farm Boy Luke's going to metamorphonize. I think I just invented a new word into the next Luke, but yeah. I'm stumbling over words.
You are
here
stumbling.
now,
Anybody else want to about Commander Luke, Farm Boy Luke, all that stuff to obtain him? Anybody have thoughts on in the panel?
I think he's the prize in the territory battle for Hoth.
Yes. So Luke's journey, though, that they've been saying that he's going on, do you think that'll unlock the character and then you'll have to get the character shards through the event once they launch it? Do you think that'll be kind of correlated and combined, Loki?
That's a good point. I mean, you do
because
need
they just say
Luke
because
he was at the beginning of Empire, and then he became Bespin Luke, right? So yeah, I could see them doing that, making him available through a flash event like Farm Boy Luke and the Jawas, and then you got to obtain the shards only through the territory battle, right?
Right, you unlock them, and then you have to do the territorial battles.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then the thing I talked about this before, but when you're going on this journey with Luke, what are the characters you're going to need for the next part of the journey, right? And I'm thinking you're going to need Chewbacca, OG Han, Old Ben Kenobi. I don't know. I mean, what characters we're going to need for the next phase? Because the next phase is them going on the Death Star, those cats together, and then it ends up with him being on Bespin. But I mean, I'm farming them up right now so I can make sure I have them, so in case I need them for the journey. Do you guys think that we'll need like Old Ben Kenobi, Chewbacca? But see, Chewbacca's Clone Wars Chewbacca, so I don't know if they're going to introduce a new Chewbacca or how this is going to work. You're going to need R2. For the journey. I mean, what do you guys think for the next phase of the journey? What character shards or characters will we need for that? Because we needed Jawas last time. Do we think we'll need any characters for the next phase of the journey?
I don't know what you'll need, but I think it will make sense. I theory crafted when it first came out the Ewoks just because they announced so much of the Ewok stuff. But the more you think about it, Ewoks don't make sense. I think that them using classic characters like it would be really messed up is if they used Han Solo, because not everybody has him. But characters like Leia and Old Ben and things like that. I think I think using the OG Luke Skywalker would with the gun I think would make sense since they put so much effort into making sure we knew we needed to level him up. So some of those classic characters like that I think will probably be what we need.
Yeah. Do you think though with the Ewoks though, Warrior? Now that you brought that up, that further down the line when we get to the phase of Luke's journey where we have to go to Endor and stuff, that will be a part of it. Since they've got all these Ewoks now introduced and everything, do you think they'll incorporate that maybe further down the line with the next journey?
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to have us do all of this for nothing. Obviously, the flash events are the first thing you need your Ewoks for. If you don't have your Ewoks, you're not going to be able to do well in these flash events. And there's Zeta, and there's some really good supplementary rewards, better than normal. So to be able to do the flash event 4 times a day and do it a couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days, you're going to be able to get some pretty good gear, actually. These and you need your own. The other flash events you got to use in the first few phases use their own characters. In this one, they're not doing that. From what I hear, everybody that's played the flash event, you actually have to use your own from start to finish. And so if you haven't developed your Ewoks, you're not going to be able to do these events. And these flash events are really great for ability mats and for gear, like hard gear to get.
Yeah.
And this is just one more way that they're trying to alleviate the gear crunch. But beyond this event, these flash events, I think that the Ewoks will have an integral part in something, somewhere. My guess is how a bunch of people, and I'm not going to, talk about, I don't really know a whole lot, but, somebody leaked that you need, like, the Hoth characters because it's on Hoth and yada, yada, yada for territory battles.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I could see them needing, like, certain areas of the battlefield need certain characters because that was leaked. So I don't know if they're going to change that or not now because, they're anything can be changed at any moment. But there's, there could be a section in there on the map that you absolutely have to have, the Ewoks or this or that or this or whatever. And then, of course, this Hoth map is the first of probably many maps. I'm just guessing, but I'm sure they're going to be able to roll out different campaigns, or once there's multiple campaigns in the game, you may be able to choose which campaign you like the best and roll out that individualistic campaign for your team. So you could say, hey, do you want to do Endor? Do you want to do Hoth this month? And people say, oh, I want to do Endor. So you launch it. Well, everybody's going to have Ewoks to unlock certain aspects of that map. And so, they're going to make every character eventually in the game mean something. It's not that way now, but at some point, every character will have purpose. And as a free-to-play, you're not going to be able to do every character, but you'll have to decide what's most important to you and go that route. Cool thing is, this is what I like the best about where they're going with it. You may be the Ewok guy that loves Ewoks. So be the Ewok guy and be the Ewok guy. And then when your team is doing Endor and there's a particular map that needs Ewoks, you and the other 2 Ewok fans can do that section of the map while the people who like, Empire go south and do some other part of the map or whatever. Like, I'm just guessing here, but my point is I can see them creating a true teamwork thing where you don't have to have every character. Your team has to have every character, and it'll become ever more critical to really pair people up with other people who have different interests as it makes a whole unit. For teams like ours, we're probably going to have most of everything unlocked, and it will be able to do it all. But for other teams, that's where it's going to get fun and creative because they'll be able to say, "Ooh, you like Sith? Cool. I like Jedi, and this guy likes Empire. So us 3 together. Well, let's find other people that have differing interests so we can work as a team together." I just think it's really cool. The future of this game, where they're going with it. I like the future. So hang on. I think we're going to be in for a ride.
Well, here's a question about the upcoming event. For theory crafting. I've had a lot of people ask me, do I need to get every kind of type of team out there to be viable for this event coming up? My thought process was yes. If you have at least, resistance, your team's like clones and stuff like that set up, you'll be in a good spot. Do you think you get all the different types of team, synergies are going to be needed for this? Do you think it'll be just mishmash? I mean, for the upcoming event, if let's ask the whole panel, do you guys think that people really need to focus on getting their team comps up for this upcoming event to be able to do it?
No.
Okay.
Everybody do. I mean, you're already focusing on 4 hat teams, 1 Rancor team, 1 arena team minimum, maybe 2. I mean, you're already focusing on 20 to 30 characters. That is way more than most people can chew on. I recommend no more than 18 maximum. I mean, 18 is pushing it. So, just do what you do, and you will be utilized in some way in the future raid or whatever they call it, the battles, territory battles. You'll be used in some way, and everybody can do their own thing, and that's the cool part about it is, you're a conglomerate. You'll be a team more than ever.
Okay. Very cool. Let's see. Who's next? Miss Bella. Well, this is for everybody, so... Keyboard asks, what character would you like to see in the game the most? Who's your favorite character, Legends or canon? We'll go around the panel. Miss Bella, what character would you like to see in the game in the most, and who's your favorite character, Legends or canon?
Yeah, but that's kind of difficult because I just learned about so many new characters just now. Okay, we already talked about Mara Jade.
Mm-hmm.
She would not be bad. I still wait actually for a better Leia, maybe with a Zeta. I really think Lucas film, Disney, EA owe her that for I mean she
for
is recently deceased. Then they should it's already half a year passed already, but still I thought they should have honored that better.
Yeah.
To give her a more important role. And some of the books I just read, she actually has this more important role.
Oh, yes.
We already talked about the Thrawn trilogy. She becomes I don't want to have any spoilers in here.
Yeah, don't say anything. I know what you mean.
I don't say. No. I'm not saying anything.
Okay, so some form of higher form of Leia. Gotcha. All right, Loki.
So like when I was growing up, I was a big fan of the whole Dark Empire comic book. So I'd love to see. There was a Dark Side Luke. I'd love to see that. There was a Princess Leia Jedi, and then the last one I'd really like to see is the last. There was an Emperor Palpatine clone. Mm-hmm. It was like the last clone. If you're familiar with the comic book,
I am very much.
Those will be my top 3 right there. I think that'd be pretty cool, especially the Dark Side Luke. I think he was depicted really, really evil in that comic book. So
yes, good old Dark.
I like that.
Yep. All right, Mike.
Hello.
What are you paying attention?
Yes.
So answer the question, fool.
I was trying to remember. I want to say Sinister, but I used to read a lot of Marvel. What's the
Sinister? Who's
the Rebels one with the spinny lightsaber?
The Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he'd fit in quite nicely because they could have a lot of fun with these animations and that.
Yeah, they could invoke all the Inquisitors.
And he's got the scary pointy teeth, isn't he?
Yeah.
All the better for eating Ewoks.
Yeah. God, heaven. Oh Lord. All right, Turbs, you're up.
I was a late bloomer on Star Wars. I loved Star Wars from the original trilogy, to be honest. I only started getting into a lot of the books and the canon and all that over the past 10 or so years. But Boba Fett's always been one of my favourite characters. Just loner. Just a loner. And obviously he's already in there. He's a good tune.
Well, if you had a character you would like to see in the game, who would it be?
A character I'd like to see in the game. Usual lots. It'd be interesting if we go saying that with the new films. We might see the Knights of Ren. Some more Sith and badasses, to be honest.
Yes, they are going to be introduced in this one, so it'd be cool to see the Knights of Ren.
Would be.
Yes, I agree. That would be a great line. Because there's 7 of them, so there'd be more than enough character slots to create a new synergy. Great one. Warrior.
Force wielder Rey.
Oh yes, with the lightsaber.
She'll come in December probably. Mm-hmm. She's already in the game. I mean, they'll rework the kit and bring her into the game. I think, just like I think the Knights of Ren will come into the game probably.
Yeah, that'd be so badass. And for me, it's still Revan, so you already know my answer. So, all right, last question, and who's next? Last question will go to Turbs. This is from Bad Rongo, and this will be, whenever I see old Ben, I kill him first. What are some other masochistic tactics in game? God. Turbs, your thoughts?
Killing old Ben first, that's a new one.
Not because it makes sense, because it's masochistic.
What sort of masochistic?
It's like, old Ben, kill him. I don't care if I win or lose, I just have to kill old Ben.
I don't know, some people are doing some videos on this, to be honest, going in with 3 tunes. That's always a good way to challenge yourself. Or 4 tunes.
Masochistic. I'm going to do arena with 3 tunes.
Going with 3 characters, or I try to think you could always ignore Nihilus. That's always a silly thing to do, isn't it? Just let him annihilate you. But I don't know. It's a bit of a strange question, to be honest. Whatever floats your boat.
I mean, I think they kill all men, so all the rest of the team gets all the buffs, so it makes it harder. Anybody else thoughts on this question?
Yeah, I think that's really not necessary. I mean, he's old, as you said. He will die. You just have to have patience, and then he dies just by himself.
God. Oh Lord in heaven! All right, I think we've had enough fun for the day. All right, so that's the end of the questions. If we miss any of your questions, of course, you can always go to our Discord and put your questions in there. We have lots of great people, of course, from the panel and stuff that in our questions and answers section. We will be more than glad to help you out with anything with your roster or anything like that. We can answer your questions there. But now we've reached the time of the stream where we want to first thank all the great people that were in the stream chat today, that were participating and having fun. And we thank everybody for all your great questions. But now we're going to go around and we're going to let everybody pimp their stuff, as we like to say. Let's start with, we'll just go down to the top of the list of the order. Sir Loki, where can people check you out at?
I got a YouTube channel. It's Sir Loki, Sirloki. You can do a search on that. Mainly cover arena videos right now, and if you're interested in the lightsaber building hobby, I got a few of my projects up. You can check out, and I demo them in the little video and show them off. But as always, thanks for having me, and it was a lot of fun today.
Yes, if you've not seen the latest one where he built with Anakin's lightsaber, so good. Oh, so good. Yes, please check that out. All right, Mike, pimp your stuff.
I've got a channel. It's Mike Hunt. Actually, sorry, self, not promotion, but thank you. I hit a landmark viewing figure, and I am humbled. Really, I thank you, everyone that watches my videos. I've just reached 500,000 views.
Well,
and it's
nice.
blown me away. Really has. I do loads on there. I cover all the main things. I'm running a series. Who's on Fifth? I'm trying out different characters with the GK Sync. I zeted my first order TIE pilot, so he doesn't really do too well in there. So yeah, it just gives me opportunities of that. I'm also Hunt is on the hunt at the moment, so I'm farming Gar Saxon and hunting out the Omegas. I've so far 3,500 Cantina energy has yielded 1 Omega. But yeah, check me out, MikeHunt.
All right. Next is the Darth Lady of the Sith herself, Miss Darth Bella. Where can people check you out at?
Yeah, here on the stream, of course. And also, I've got my own channel now, and I do have some projects. I will do some videos on ships in the future, but also I started to have this interview project where you can learn about other, well, cool people who play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. My channel is just Darth Bella, and you will find me there. Thank you for having me here. It was a pleasure to be here today. It was fun.
Thank you. And our boy Ewok just donated $40. He says, thanks for all the hard work. Buy a pack, Ranger. Jesus. It just never stops. Ever. God. Stupid packs. I should never have done that. I blame you, Warrior, for me opening packs. I gotta blame somebody.
You blame me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Oh my god. You. Next. Well, since we got Warrior up here, and I blame him for this. Warrior, where can people check you out at?
They can check me out of my house. They can peep through my windows.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's some high speed, low drag kind of work.
That's right. No, they can find me at Warrior Presents. I'm the only Warrior Presents in the world, so if you just YouTube Warrior Presents, you'll find me quickly. I do arena ships videos. I'm the originator of roster reviews.
That's a lie.
That is not a lie. I am the originator of roster reviews. You know, if you want to see people's rosters, I do free to play, I do pay to play. I got a lot of different people, you know, and my suggestions change based on the individual. So what I am thinking of doing is going back through all my roster reviews and actually putting in their description when they started playing the game and whether they're free to play or pay to play or Dolphin. So that way people, when they're going through 100+ roster reviews from the last 6 months, will be able to tell which ones are more applicable to themselves. So they can watch, because I have a couple people that watch like, you know, all 100 and they're like, it would have been nice to know about these 13 rosters. They would have worked better for me. So that's a kind of a cool idea I got. But yeah, I try to do everything. The only videos I really lack on lately is my in-depth character reviews, which I'll be getting back to, and not arena videos, but raid videos. And the reason for raid videos being so hard, I do give a lot of advice on raid, but I give them in my roster reviews. Yeah. But the reason why it's really hard to do raid is because I miss the raids so often. And the few times I catch a phase or this or that, I'm like not ready to record and all that kind of stuff. And so it's really hard for me. You know, they don't stop the raid for me and let me theorycraft phase. So it's really, really hard for me to be that guy. Plus, you know, every YouTuber focuses on something they love, and I you know, raids are fine. They're fun. I think territory battles will be my deal. That'll be my dig. I'm going to be really good with that because we've got a great team, and we'll be able to unlock, I think, the majority of everything that's possible. But raids are McMole's thing. I love McMole in Nukin. Yeah. Those guys are awesome, and those guys do that. That's their thing. That's like what they do. They don't really put any other videos out. So, you know, I'm not one of those guys where I'm like, oh, don't go check them out. I'm not going to hate on them. I love them. I think they're great. They bring to the community something I'm not able to bring to the community often. So check them out. You know, Nuke and McMole and others who do the raids. And I may occasionally get a raid video out, but I'm more focused on the educational component of this game, trying to teach people. I think my most popular video is almost 200,000 views in and of itself, and it is a video on mods. And I also have a free-to-play, you know, how to farm for free-to-play the top 26 characters, which is pretty high as well. And so, you know, I'm just there to try and teach people and help people out. Plus, I am like a lot of the guys on this panel and gals, we respond to comments in Facebook. We want to talk to you. We want to chat with you. As long as intentionally being a douchebag to us, we're going to chat and social with you. So yeah, we're, you know, I don't know a lot of YouTubers that respond to comments, but I know a lot of us here do. I respond to every single comment that doesn't get caught in a spam filter, you know. And if it's getting caught in a spam filter, you're probably saying or doing something you shouldn't be.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think everybody has their niche, you know, for the community, and we always, why we do the stream, you know, so everybody can get their content out and people can talk. We can bring everybody together to talk about the game we love, and everybody does their own thing, which I think is really, really, really cool. All right, so Warrior, and then now Turbs, pimp your stuff, my friend.
Yeah, I've got YouTube channel, find me on Turbs. I just try to put out what content I can, to be honest. I'm just a fellow gamer who loves the community, loves the game. Like Warrior says, I just love helping people out. I love weighing in on questions and answers and theory crafting. But we've got a fun raid today, so I'll be doing a bit of recording and putting out some more how not to raid. So we'll see some interesting teams hopefully.
Don't do what Turbs does. Maybe.
But it's just something you can just kick back and watch. It's all it is, again, with the game bit getting stale. That's why I started my channel. Yeah. And not just that, to record stuff and again share my experiences with everybody else, and like I said, so people can learn as well. Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know what they say, those that can't do, teach.
That's right. Absolutely.
But yeah.
Cool. All right. And then, of course, you guys already know, if you're here, this is the RSG channel. If you're new, we appreciate you checking us out. You know, of course, with all these great channels, check out everybody. Give them, subscribe to them. Give them the thumbs up. Give them feedback. They love it. We love it. We love doing this on this channel. You know, you can support us by doing the same thing, checking out all our content and giving us a thumbs up and everything. So on behalf of myself and the panel, I'd just like to thank them for being here. You know, the great thing that you can tell how much these guys care about the game is because we're here on a Saturday morning. Not getting paid. We do it because we love you guys, and that's what it's all about. And so thanks to Loki, Mike, Bella, Turbs, the Great Warrior, and everybody else. Finn, and of course we got to give a shout out to Finn, who was scooping up the question and being the troll extraordinaire, keeping everything in line for us. In the string chat and everything. So we will be back Wednesday at 8 Eastern next week, where we'll cover the latest Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news and notes, and we'll have a lot of these great people on there as well. Someday we'll have Warrior on, but God bless it, that dude works so much, I think he doesn't even sleep. It's ridiculous. But we'll get Warrior on there one day on a Wednesday stream. But you can check us out Wednesday at 8 Eastern. So on behalf of myself and the rest of the RSG crew and all these great YouTubers, thanks everybody for the chat for joining us, and we will check you out next time. Thanks.